trial?
What?
Are you ready for the Senate trial?
Yeah, whatever it is, it's a hoax. The impeachment is a big hoax. It's become a laughing stock all over the world. There was nothing done wrong. The 2 articles that were sent are not even serious. And by the way, they're not a crime. The Republicans voted approximately 196 to nothing. This was not supposed to be partisan. It was never meant that way by, as they would say, the founders. It's turned out to be a totally partisan hoax, witch hunt. And frankly, it's been going on from before I came down the escalator with our great First Lady. I mean, this has gone on for 3 years and probably longer than that. And it'll be very interesting when the final tabulation is set and when the facts are released, because a lot of people are working on those facts right now. It's a big deal. It's in many ways the greatest hoax ever perpetrated on our country. It's one of the great hoaxes ever. It started with an illegal document that turned out to be false, the fake document that you know so well, the dossier as they call it. And it went on from there. It was set up by a bunch of dirty cops and others, working with the DNC, working with the Democrats. And from the day I ran, from the day I was elected, and probably before that substantially, not probably. If you look at the insurance policy was long before that. So that means before I ever got elected, they were working on something that's so illegal. So I assume that will be announced at some point into the future, and hopefully not too far into the future. And the impeachment story is it's just a continuation of the same. It really is a shame that we can't focus on all of the things. You know, we talk today about Iran, we talk about Iraq, we talk about economic development. We have the greatest stock market we've ever had in the history of our country. We have the greatest economy that we've ever had in the history of our country. We're setting records, unemployment records, employment records also. We're going to have almost 160 million people working. And that we have to work on this partisan scam is really a shame. That we have to take time is a shame. All right, that's about it.
Mr. President, one more on a different topic. Mr. President.
Will you be okay if John Bolton testifies? He indicated yesterday that he would if he is subpoenaed.
Well, that's going to be up to the lawyers. It'll be up to the Senate, and we'll see how they feel. He would know nothing about what we're talking about because, if you know, the Ukrainian government came out with a very strong statement, no pressure, no anything, and that's from the boss. That's from the president of Ukraine. The foreign minister came out with a statement that was equally as strong. And frankly, if you look at it and you look at everything, all they have to do is read the transcripts. You take a look, not just at one, you take a look at 2 transcripts. They were absolutely perfect. There was absolutely nothing done wrong. There was no false statement. And it's crazy that it's gotten to a point where you look, Ukraine, the president of Ukraine said there was no pressure whatsoever. There was no pressure in his country whatsoever. And by the way, in terms of the money, it got there 2 or 3 weeks ahead of schedule, long before it was supposed to be there. There was absolutely nothing done wrong. The one thing I look at is corruption, and the other thing I look at is why isn't France, and why isn't Germany, and maybe I could say why isn't Greece? But why aren't all of these countries, why aren't they paying? Why is it always the United States that has to pay? And I said that very strong. In fact, it's in the transcript, but the press doesn't cover it. Why is it that the United States pays, and it affects Europe far more than it affects the United States? So why isn't it that France, Germany, and all of those countries in Europe that are so strongly affected, why aren't they paying? Why is it always us? That's one question. And the other question is always about corruption. We're sending all of this money. Where is it going? Where is it going? And the president, by the way, got elected on anti-corruption, and I think he's going to do a great job. But I appreciated his statement. He's made it many times. No pressure whatsoever. Thank you all very much.
Thanks, everybody.